Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. August 28th, 2024. I just took a video yesterday, but I just want to reiterate. We've had a lot of discussion today about Eastern Ohio Grazing Council and meetings, and talking about having a meeting just to talk about dealing with drought. And we've got some disgruntled farmers in this area that don't think the government's doing enough to help them, as if the government's supposed to help them. It's amazing how farmers sometimes are the most independent people in the world, but then when something like this happens, they expect the government to come to their rescue. I just don't get it. And there's nothing we can do until it's declared a disaster. I mean, is it D3 drought? Sure it is, but it's not declared a disaster yet, and there's not much we can do about it. So it is what it is until we get a declaration. And even then, the places I work and the people I work for, we don't cover disaster. We don't cover that kind of stuff. We cover environmental concerns. We cover, and it's part of what I try to do in these videos too, is trying to do education type things to help us prepare for things like this. I just thought to myself, I should be depressed, and I am a little, but I'm not ready to jump off a bridge. This is just part of life. It's part of farming. We all knew this was going to happen at some point, just a matter of when. Dad been telling me for a long time. 88 was a long time, boy. We're due for that about every 30 years, and here we are. So it is what it is. And we can't expect other people to come to our savior. I mean, will I take advantage of any assistance that's provided? Sure, I will. Without a second thought. In fact, I've already got the money spent. I already know what to do with it. We're fine. We're good. We've got enough hay to get to the winter, enough to get through the winter, and we're peeling off livestock anyway. But if I get the money and it's worth the gamble, this is a big caveat, if it's worth the gamble, we will rent a no-till drill, buy a bunch of cereal rye seed, turnips, maybe crimson clover or Austrian winter pea or hairy vetch, and we'll plant every field that we can. Like this one I'm looking at, where the sheep are at right now, where the cows are at right now, anywhere that we've overgrazed in the meantime, we'll plant it. Now the problem with that is, if we get a rain and then it doesn't rain again for another month and that stuff sprouts, it's all dead. So we got to know there's rains coming, but it's timing it just perfect. But boy, if we could do that, we might get some forage, and we would do it, gladly do it. But to what I was going to reiterate here, we're peeling off stock and selling some calves. It's going to sell some sheep, and probably going to sell some hogs too. And that's not necessarily because we need the money. It's because it's going to cost more to keep them than it is worth to keep them. So that's part of it. And people are going to say, well, yeah, but what if it rains tomorrow? Well, what if it rains? What if it rained a month ago? And we can't predict that. And at this point, here's the reiteration: it's September 1st, roughly. We're not gonna have anything to graze until the killing frost, or until we get to 25 degrees for 5 solid hours, or 22 degrees for 5 solid hours, whatever that is. We're just not going to turn them out. I mean, as much as these sheep need to go back out, as much as the cows need to go back out, we're just not going to do it until such time that we have the forage that we can. And that may be April. It may not be now. I mean, even if we got rain tomorrow, I would just let it grow, because I can't afford, it takes, once we graze the grass, it takes 3 to 4 days for it to grow back. I can't afford those 3 to 4 days. I need the production now. And it's not going to make seed head anyway. So anything we grow from the next rain until the killing frost, that's going to be what we have. And so we'll just keep them on until such time that we can turn them out. And I guess there's lots of drought strategies in there. One is getting rid of some livestock. 2 is pulling them in and not ruining the pastures that you have. 3 is not grazing it until it's effectively ready. There's lots of topic in there, but that's what we have to do. It's what we're faced with, and hopefully we're not faced with this again next year. Am I going to be sad if we sell a bunch of cows and then we get a bang up year yet next year? No, not really. You know why? Because I'll just have that much more forage, and next year we'll be able to build up the hay supply that we used up this year. You got to look at it that way. You'll never be sorry. It's like I told somebody the other day, it's like looking for a pickup truck. when you're looking for a pickup truck, a used truck like me, you know, you look and you look and you look for months on end. And then one day, one comes up, you go buy it. When you come home, you don't keep looking. You're done. You don't look. You don't look for another 5, 6, 8, 10 years again. Because you'll be mad because you'll find a better deal. And once you make that decision to peel off livestock, that's it. You don't think about it anymore. You take the check, you cash it, you put it in the bank, you do what you need to do with it, and you don't second guess yourself because it's gone. It's done. Can you do anything about it? No. Then stop whining. So you just keep going. So just wanted to reiterate that conversation I had multiple times today. Drastic times call for drastic measures, and that's one of them. So with that, I'll say we'll see you next time.